Hey, welcome to Planet Hex. I'm Andrew Horn. This is a show where I talk about a lot of VHS tapes, a lot of VHS culture, retro culture, cult culture, comics, games, music, the writing life, and a bunch of other things like that. I've had the best weekend. I've had a fantastic weekend. I had my dad over for the weekend. We played guitars, we had beers, we went out for dinner, we went out and hung out in town. It's been a really good time. But on Friday night, I started the weekend by going to a satin pajamas and cocktails party with my buddy, and we hung out and had cocktails in satin pajamas. It was simple as that, and watched horror movies. But in the middle of all that, I went and did this. I went and joined Video Tasties, and Joel and Tyson at the Mom and Pop Video Shop, and me, Andrew Horn from Planet Hex, and we hung out on Video Tasties, Gareth's awesome channel, and we talked about video store memories. I will link to this down below in the show notes. This is a really good time I had that night. I'm only on for the first hour, but do stick around and watch all of it because it is a really good show. Some really good memories there. A lot of fun was had. So thank you to Gareth and the other guys for having me on. It was really cool hanging out. So on this episode, I'm going to do some quick fire movie reviews, and then we're going to go and see if I can find something cool to buy for less than a fiver on the old eBay when I'm looking for more horror tapes. I need to refresh my collection a bit. Latest edition this week is Zone Troopers Empire Movies. This is a really good copy of it, really clean copy. I was seriously impressed with the packaging in this. I've had some really good ones lately where packaging has been raised up a level. So not only was this very heavily sealed up in bags and cardboard and tape and so on, but the tape inside had been shrink wrapped, and that was so cool. What a great idea. I had one recently where they'd put a silica gel pack in it so it stayed dry. Great idea. But revisited this will be one of the reviews coming up, so let's get started, shall we? So the first one I'm going to talk about, I saw at the cinema with my buddy Charlotte, and this was Heart Eyes, the Valentine's themed slasher that was advertised and doing the rounds over the February period. Went to see it at the cinema actually, a very late showing. We didn't get out till about midnight, and I felt really sorry for the staff and the security that was still there. But this was a Valentine's themed slasher released around Valentine's Day, and it had a really weird mix of decent brutal slasher movie and quite light-hearted romantic comedy. And I see what they were doing. They were trying to give it the theme. They were trying to keep it in keeping with Valentine's Day and so on. It's certainly integral to the plot, but ultimately it's a bit of a mess. There are some really creative kills. There are some really tense moments. Like toward the third act is really good when it's picking up towards the climax. But when it does arrive at the climax, it's like that's been stolen from certain other films. There's a lot of influence from other movies in this, but there's some great kills. It's entertaining enough. It's a good way to spend 90 minutes, but probably want to watch at home rather than go to the cinema for it. But I'm glad I saw it. It was fun. Another one I saw at home was The Jester. So it just looks cool. It looks really cool. Great mask, the hat, the outfit, the trailer looked really good. This is a Dread original. But watching it is a 15. It's not an 18, so you know it's not going to be super gory. But it is basically Terrifier, but with a jester doing like parlor tricks and sleight of hand. So yeah, Terrifier with none of the gore. There's little bits here and there, but this is not a bloody film. It's a lot cheaper than Terrifier. It is quite static in a lot of ways. It's not quite as kinetic as Terrifier, and it certainly does not have the staying power of Art the Clown. It's a bit of a weird watch. It's not a long one, but it's worth seeing if this is your sort of thing. But it did not grab me as much as I hoped it would. But it was a pleasant enough watch. Next, I'm going to mention Eve of Destruction from '91. I think it was '91. I had this. I don't have the VHS anymore, but I had it on VHS back in the height of my VHS collecting period. But this is when I saw the trailers for all the time on stuff I was renting, stuff I bought, and it looked really cool. You know, a lady cyborg on the run with her human doppelganger, one of the people that designed her, chasing her down with soldiers and action guys and there's guns and explosions and stuff. The trailer looks amazing. The film is not the same thing. So it's one of those where they seem to have put all the good bits into the trailer. It drags on a bit. It looks and feels like a TV movie for a lot of it, and it does not have the power of the trailer. It doesn't have the quality that the trailer puts across, and that is a real shame, because otherwise it would have been a really good, bit of a pot boiler. It needed more cyborg stuff in it. It needed more robotic stuff. It needed a bit of its own identity, and it struggles to find it. All the way through. So I did re-watch Zone Troopers, and this is a delight. If you don't know what this is, it's an Empire Movies production. So Charles Banner's involved, pre-Full Moon. And I know everyone knows I love Full Moon movies, but this was a Tim Thomerson starring movie. You can see Tim Thomerson on the back there, and it mixes kind of 50s style sci-fi with a old school war movie, like a Second World War movie, and it's really, really fun because it's kind of paying tribute to those influences. It really works well. Yes, it's cheap. Yes, it's very silly, and it's done with tongue-in-cheek throughout, but this is a really good watch. If you've never seen it before, I do wholeheartedly recommend that you visit it. So I also rewatched Frankenhooker. It's been a long time, and this remains a piece of ridiculous horror theatre, which is just so much fun to watch, so much fun to get involved with. I mean, how else are you going to watch a movie that's got a load of ladies of the night literally exploding, detonating? There's body parts flying all over the place. And of course, there's Frankenhooker. Want a date? I can't do the face. But this was a really fun watch. Really, really good to revisit it. I really enjoyed that too. Just revisit the classics. Don't just put them on a shelf. Revisit them. They're worth revisiting. I also watched Splatterfest Exhumed, a great documentary on the Splatterfest Festival, the notorious Splatterfest Festival that used to take place at the Scala in London. And this was a really interesting documentary. It was so cool how it was put together by a 17-year-old, and a lot of the guests did not realise that it was a kid that put it together, and he managed to pull it off. This is also a great look at that sort of underground horror era before the internet, where the backs of magazines and homemade zines were very much the thing in order to find your way around the scene. Please do check this out. It's on Amazon Prime, included with Amazon Prime, and it is absolutely worth your time. So, reviews done. Let's go and check out what's going on over on eBay. I had an idea to go and look for a tape, see what I could pick up for £5 or under, because I know there is some good stuff out there. So I've set this to a limit of £5 on the results here, and I've set it for VHS Horror X rental. See if I can find a big box or two here that's worth putting a bid in. Now, with the £5 total, I'm not including postage on that, so yeah, I know there's going to be postage on top, but I just want to see what I can find that the asking price is 5 or under. So let's go and see what we've got here. Hoping there's going to be some new cheese. So there's a lot of covers. So I've set this to like lowest price for this, and there's a lot of covers. Don't want End of Day. Black Rainbow. I like Rosanna Arquette, but that's not what I want to pick up. It's the Oracle, Ed Gein. Dark Power is one that I saw this being taught. I saw this one listed on the last video I did from Mecha Godfilla. Which is Mecha Godfilla. I get it. Yeah. And this was a fun movie. I've had this on DVD. I think I briefly had it on tape, but not for very long. And it's the one that stars Lash LaRue, former cowboy star, a dude that helps to get rid of zombies by hitting them with a whip. Sorry, demons. So wouldn't demons like that anyway? Oh, cool, Sky Pirates. Okay, I'm going to have a look at that in another window as well. So we've got the Dark Power open and Sky Pirates. Sky Pirates is a Star Wars knockoff sort of sci-fi movie. A lot of fun. God, the Patriot, no. Missing Jack Lemmon. Talisman. I have Talisman, but it's not in great condition. Also have Witchboard Possession. Also not in great condition. The Bloodbath of Dr. Jekyll. I don't recognise that. That's on $4.99 buy it now. Or $2.99 bid. So let's take a look at that. Virgin Among the Living Dead. That was one of the Jess Franco movies I used to see in like low-grade VHS stores all over the place. It was one of those budget ones that got sold by not Apex, but that sort of thing. Like Apex Video put a lot of things out like that. The Haunting, The Cell. I've got The Cell. Loved The Cell. That was a great movie. First one anyway. Missing, Final Mission. Not many of these are horror. Sleepy Hollow for under a fiver. Pitch Black. Pitch Black was fun. I bought a Vampire Motorcycle. What a piece of crap that film was, but it's still entertaining. You see, that's one of the ones I appreciate for being bad. I still get a lot of entertainment value out of these terrible ones. Yeah, beauty. The Stendhal Syndrome for under a fiver. We're going to have to do that. What else have we got? A Dream Lover from '86. Star Night. I don't see that around often. That's surprising. That's less than a fiver. Let's see if there's any really splattery ones here. Don't think I'm going to get anything really unexpected, but there may be something cool here. I've already found a couple there. Definitely Stendhal Syndrome. Razorblade Smile there for under a fiver. It's an acquired taste, Razorblade Smile. If you watch it, if you've seen it, you know what I mean. What have we got here? These like romantic comedies. No, thank you. Soul Survivors. It's got Eliza Dushku in it. That's always a good thing. Saigon Codename The Soldier. No, thank you. Come on, I want to see something splattery. We got some gore. We got some horror movies here. What have we got? Love at Stake. No. Sixth Sense. I see this is the sort of price point where you're going to find a lot of the later ones, like there was Stigmata, and there's a lot of things like Hannibal and Sixth Sense and so on from the latter days of the VHS boom. But you will also surprisingly find some gold now and again. What else have we got? There's My Little Lie. Jennifer Skye was in that. She was a bit of a missed opportunity there to really expand on what she was capable of as an actress. She just kind of vanished after that. It was a shame. Testament Dark Side. Moldy, Damaged, Untested. Sounds like me. Mimic 2. Thinner. Thinner was a pretty good rental. It's a Stephen King adaptation, and that was a pretty good one. The makeup that was used for the progressive thinning was a little bit unnerving. Right, let's see what we've got open here. We've got 4 tapes open here as options, and this looks promising to me. Let's take a look. So we've got the Dark Power. Let's see what condition this is in. The tape is looking good. Very basic label. Was that like Apex or something? Or ABC? Okay, so that's not a particularly high grade tape, but that is cool. And at $1.99, I can't say no, but this shows you. This worries me there. Look, the tag is on, and that's not ideal. That could have been recorded over. It says untested but no sign of mold. Refer to the photos for a better idea of the overall condition. This is a little bit of a dilemma there, because this may have been recorded over, but what will be on there? I may have to go and find out. So I'm going to go bid on that. Oh, I've been outbid on Slaughterhouse. I bid on Slaughterhouse, but I thought that would go a bit higher than intended. That's what I bid on the other day. So I'm going to go and bid £3 on the Dark Power. Like I said, I know there'll be postage on top of that, but that's one I kind of would like that on my shelf again. Sky Pirates is an interesting one. So 99p is Vestron. So 99p Vestron is always worth looking at. Vestron Video is one of the most iconic ones from that whole era. It's just the logo that we would see on screens, you would see it on boxes, and you're just like, oh, Vestron. It was sort of a mark of quality. It was one that I used to get a lot of tapes from if they were on Vestron. Same as like my love for Medusa or Full Moon. I would get a lot of them like that, just because I like the company putting them out. So this is not looking too bad for the age of it. The Ark has been raided and the stone romanced. Now let the real adventure begin. So this is kind of a I'm thinking of something else here. This isn't the one that's kind of Star Warsy. It's kind of Indiana Jonesy, Romance in the Stony, but it's a lot of swashbuckling-y, adventure-y fun. That's a bit of a bash in the corner there. I think I'll leave that one, but that is cool, but I think I will leave that one. Let's take a look at this Bloodbath of Dr. Jekyll. Great title. This does not look high quality at all. Don't think I've seen this one. It's just called Bloodbath on the tape. It's one of those where it's got like a dodgy cover that has a slightly different title. So it's called Bloodbath on the label, and it's called Bloodbath of Dr. Jekyll in tiny letters underneath it there. Well, I mean, it doesn't really bode well for it. I'm trying to imagine going in to rent that, and it's like, this doesn't look like they even tried. No, I'm gonna give that a little pass, I think. But this one here, the Stendhal syndrome, I kind of need this. I miss having this. I know it's not one of Argento's biggest movies or most respected movies, but it has Asia Argento and his daughter, and I think Asia Argento is a really cool performer. Again, one of those that really wasn't used enough in Hollywood, but this is an interesting scenario with this movie. So the idea is that there's murders going on, and the person that's trying to get to the bottom of this murder suffers from Stendhal syndrome. Now, Stendhal syndrome is when you are frozen in place, just absolutely mesmerized by beauty. So, excuse me, this cough is still staying around. So, great works of art, or something that really speaks to you on a creative or personal level, and it can just freeze you in place. And the killer takes advantage of this and makes sure that Asia Argento's character is just frozen in time, frozen in place by great works of art. So he can get away. It's really weird. So it's very much a giallo, but it's giallo with a 90s feel. There's some dodgy CGI in it. The thing with the cheek, you know what I mean if you've seen this movie. Arrow Video did a really good release of this with the fold-out poster and stuff, a really good transfer of that, but I don't have that anymore. Either I sold that too. Stupid me. But let's go and see what this... I may accidentally... I'll do that when I'm not on camera, looks like. Blimey. Right, let's go see what else they've got. 1,000+ results. Blimey, let's switch it to VHS. Let's see what they look. So it's Stendhal syndrome, Cross City of Angels. Come on, give me a horror movie or two. What is the Unholy? Decent. Invader, no, that's not leaping out at me. There's a lot here to go through, so that's pretty cool. This looks like it may well have been someone that had a store. Blind Fury there, the Rutger Hauer movie where he's a blind swordsman. That was a fun rental. That was a fun watch. Not really seeing many genre pictures here of any great import, good or bad or otherwise. But it's good to know that these things are out there. If there is stuff you wanted to gather for your own home video store, that's good to know. So remember, always check with the person that is selling stuff. Always check their other listings, because you may well find some gold. Right, I'm going to go and buy this copy of Stendhal Syndrome and look forward to it arriving with bated breath, because I do love this movie. I know it's not brilliant, so if you go in the comments and say, are you serious? I really enjoy that movie because it has such a cool premise. It's got some really nice Dario Argento photography, and as I say, Asia Argento in it, one of her early roles that was widely seen, just being cool, and I love it dearly. So I'm going to go get that, and then I'm going to go and see what else I can find, because we don't stop when you're living the VHS life. So I'm Andrew Horn, this is Planet Hex. Go check out the stream I was on with Video Tasties and the Mom Pop Video Shop, as is linked down below. It was a really good time and I really enjoyed doing that. Looking forward to doing some other stuff with those guys, some other channels very soon. But for now, keep it real, keep it retro, keep it rewinding. I've never really need to think of a slogan for this. Oh yeah, by the way, VHS Ate My Brain, my books. So there's VHS Ate My Brain, the revised edition which is out. There's VHS Ate My Brain 2. Will there be more of them? Yes, there will. There won't be a VHS Ate My Brain 3, I have mentioned that before. But I can confirm that VHS Ate My Brain is a series. It's now a series of books. There is some stuff coming that will be announced in the near future. I don't just mean like there is an omnibus coming that's going to Kindle, because the revised edition and the sequel, The Revenge, had never been on Kindle, so there is an omnibus version of those coming. But there's some new stuff on the horizon, hurtling towards you, and it may need its tracking adjusting. So look out for some news on that soon. But for now, thank you very much for watching this episode of Planet Hex.